Phillip Rivers is signing a 1-year, $25 million deal to be the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. And oh man, I personally I could not be rooting more for Phillip Rivers. I've never been a massive Phillip Rivers fan. I've been he's fine, right? He's played for 16 years in the NFL. He's played for the Chargers his entire career. He's never done much anything noteworthy. He's always been, Phillip, that good quarterback over there in the corner of the country. Like, cool, whatever. Don't ever hear about him that much. And my kind of opinion of Phillip Rivers, he's kind of along the same lines of a Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer played for years in Cincinnati and never got to a Super Bowl. He played for Cincinnati. He finally got out of Cincinnati, tried to have a better opportunity. He went to the Arizona Cardinals. The end of his career with the Arizona Cardinals, he finally had a little bit of success. The success we'd always waited for. And I wonder, can Phillip Rivers do a similar thing? He's 38 years old. He's played for 16 years in the NFL. 27 comebacks, 32 game-winning drives in his career. And it was really cool. What happened with the Colts traded their first-round draft pick in 2020, the 13th overall pick. They traded that away to trade for DeForest Buckner from the 49ers, a great defensive lineman. And so the Colts found themselves going, hey, we had this great deal. We took it. We didn't bring in a quarterback. Because the rumor was maybe the Colts are going to draft a quarterback in the first round of the NFL draft. Well, now the Colts don't have a first-round pick. And the reality is the Colts, I believe, decided, they looked in the mirror and said, look, our roster is ready. We're so good. We have so much talent all over the field. Well, we're a quarterback away. The Colts said, we have a great team. We just need the right quarterback. And if we can bring in the right quarterback, we believe we can win a Super Bowl. And I totally agree with that line of thinking. I think they're doing the right thing. If the Colts had found a way to draft, say, Justin Herbert, for example, from Oregon, would have been cool. Would have been great. Good for Justin Herbert. They would have probably done well. But I don't think Justin Herbert could take them to a Super Bowl in year one. It's pretty rare that kind of thing happens. No, the Colts needed experience. Now, the question is Phillip Rivers the right guy to bring Indianapolis to a Super Bowl? I'm not sure. I will be, look, between you and me, I will be honest. I'm not sure. Again, he's 38 years old. He had bad statistics last year, but I don't really trust statistics a lot. It's pretty easy to manipulate them and misinterpret them. I'm coming out with a film analysis next week of, I'm doing one on, right after I finish this video, I have one more podcast prepared to go, and then I'm going to go dark for like a couple days because I'm working on a Phillip Rivers film analysis and a Tom Brady film analysis. I want to get those out as soon as I possibly can. There's this episode of the podcast, another one I have planned, and then the next time you hear from me after those two podcasts will be a film analysis on Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers because I really want to do one for each of them and break down their play. So right now, I can't tell you is Phillip Rivers the guy or not, but what I can say is I hope he is. Think about this. The Colts roster is loaded. They have so many good players on their roster. They have Darius Leonard at linebacker. They have DeForest Buckner at defensive tackle. Justin Houston at defensive end. A great defensive line, period. T.Y. Hilton at receiver. Jack Doyle at tight end. Marlon Mack at running back. A great offensive line. One of the best in the entire NFL. And Frank Reich, a head coach I like. The Colts are only a quarterback away from massive success. This is why it was so disappointing when Andrew Luck decided to retire and walk away from football. I was like, man, the Colts are ready for a Super Bowl last year, and then, Andrew Luck retired. It's like, what a missed opportunity. And now what's crazy, the Colts are even better now than they were going into last year. They have DeForest Buckner now, an even better defensive line. A year more mature offensive line. So many good players all over the field. I think the AFC South, that division, the AFC South, I don't trust the Texans. I don't trust Bill O'Brien. The Jaguars are a mess. They're out of it. The AFC South is going to come down to either the Tennessee Titans or the Indianapolis Colts. And I'm telling you, I hope I don't really believe because I just haven't seen the film yet, and I have to acknowledge that. But I didn't want to not talk about what happened to Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers did sign, and my immediate reaction was, I don't know if he's the right guy. We have to see what the film says first. But I will say, I hope he is. I hope that Philip Rivers is the right guy in Indianapolis. He's a tough quarterback. He's really fun to listen to, mic'd up. He's a really competitive guy. And I hope he has a good ending to his career. Think about it. Like, we have Tom Brady, we have Drew Brees. They've both won Super Bowls. Philip Rivers hasn't gotten one. And I think it would be a cool story if Philip Rivers ended his career winning a Super Bowl with the Indianapolis Colts, Peyton Manning's team. A team that, the Colts and the Chargers had battles between Peyton Manning, between Philip Rivers, head to head. I would love to see Philip Rivers go to Indianapolis and win a Super Bowl with that franchise. I don't know, man. I think that would be a cool end to his career, and he would get some redemption for guys like Carson Palmer, for good quarterbacks who have never quite won it. Like Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. Never did. Tony Romo never won a Super Bowl. Good quarterback. Legacy's not quite the right because he never won a big game. Carson Palmer, I think, was a really great quarterback who will always be underappreciated because he never won a Super Bowl. Can Philip Rivers change his legacy from a really good quarterback to a guy that, man, he finished on top and won a Super Bowl? It would be really, really cool to see that. I believe the thinking for the Colts is we believe our team's good enough to win a Super Bowl. We believe Philip Rivers is the guy. I got to make my own decision. I'll watch film, see what I think. But I mean, that story would be so cool. I don't know yet, but I hope that Philip Rivers is the guy that can lead the Indianapolis Colts to a Super Bowl. I think that'd be so cool. It's a beautiful story, and I hope it happens. In case you don't know, Strong Opinion Sports is not just a YouTube channel. It is also a full audio podcast. You can find it on Spotify, on iTunes, on Google Play, pretty much everywhere you find podcasts. And if you like podcasts, please do me a huge favor and give it a listen.